second point that I'm trying to illustrate is in why is there this existential dread? What is the meaning to life? What purpose is there in living? Why do we bother existing? What impact do we bring? We live our human lives over 100 years, maybe. In the grand scheme of things, we don't mean anything. So then, why do we bother existing like robots and be forgotten in time? Why is there a purpose in working, sleeping, and playing? I believe that we cling to a meaning. We try to find a meaning. We try to derive a purpose, and we want it to be worth something.
佐村先輩、販売に移動って本当っすか？なんか経験しておけってさ。気乗りしないけどね。先輩のそのサバサバしたとこ見習いたいです。車に構えてるだけだよ。ごちそうさま。本気で移動なんてしたくなかった。客商売は苦手だ。ありがとうございました。自分の中から何かが減ってく気がして。それでもお酒飲んで煙吸ってテレビ見て、お酒飲んで煙吸ってテレビ見て、お酒飲んで煙吸ってテレビ見てれば大丈夫って思ってた。大丈夫って言っとけばうまくいくって。大丈夫。大丈夫。
I also follow a routine. It's working, 2 hours of anime, sleeping, working, 2 hours of anime, sleeping. So it's work, sleep, work, sleep, work, sleep, work, sleep, work, sleep. It was fulfilling in the beginning, yes. The hard work gave the 2 hours of free time exponentially more meaning and fulfillment from doing it. So the hours of peace and tranquility were just all the more worth it. However, this routine, before long, I have a dread sink in.
え？結婚？友人の田中さんが結婚するらしい。これはおめでたい。今度の日曜日遊びに行かないか？ごめん、その日は仕事で。そっか。じゃあまた電話するな。うん。大丈夫。おめでたいよ。花嫁姿の田中さんは綺麗だった。これから2人ずっと仲良く暮らしていくのだろう。祝福だ。精一杯祝ってあげよう。めでたい。嬉しい。それなのに、なんで私焦ってんだろう。ただいまー。一人暮らしには慣れた。大丈夫。大丈夫。大丈夫。このまま一人で死ぬまで暮らすんだろうか。大丈夫なわけないじゃない。ねえ。私、あんたが好きだわ。
俺もだ。愛してる。
In this second point that I'm trying to illustrate, as I said, in this grand scheme of things, we don't mean anything. So then, why do we bother existing like robots and be forgotten in time? Why is there a purpose in working, sleeping, and playing? We all cling to a meaning. We try to find a meaning. We try to derive a purpose. We want it to be worth something. I myself work, sleep, work, sleep. The routine kept me motivated to keep pushing day to day until I got bored of it. During my free time, I started contemplating. I started thinking, why do I do this? My theory is that, like worker bees in nature, everything is putting in effort and surviving. As humans, it sucks that we have consciousness. I believe that working, playing, sleeping, this whole routine, we distract ourselves with things so that we don't have time to think about the why. The why are we doing this? As a friend said to me, he said like, bro, you think too much because you got too much time doing nothing. I believe that statement to be correct. That was back then. But he's implying that I'm not distracted myself with work, and that's a bad thing. I ponder yet again. Is life a distraction? And further goals means like anything at all in the grand scheme of things? Like, for example, you earn big money, sure. However, let's say 1,000 years from now, I doubt people remember who Bill Gates and Steve Jobs are. However, villains like Hitler, like Mao Zedong, like Genghis Khan will still be around people's mouth. I derive joy from overthinking and conversing about such topics. It intrigues me. It's my interest. But so I anguish and attempt to search for answers in Taoism, in Buddhism, in Stoicism and whatnot. Virtues and values, not having any attachments, not holding anything in high regards. I can't do it. I'm a chronic worrier and overthinker. I'm empathetic, I feel, and I understand. It may be due to simple immaturity, but and idealistic on my part, but I think I hold my loved ones on high regards, above that of my own life. I rather die than let them die. I often joke about this. If my mom or dad dies, I'll commit suicide to avoid grieving over them. I am selfish. I'm true to my desires. I care about my loved ones and I'm attached to them. I don't think I can bear their leaving me, but I can honestly bear with leaving myself. I don't have much needs, as everything in my life I believe is currently more than sufficient and abundant. Money, time, family, friends and whatnot. I do not wish to be rich. I do not wish to own a large array of material possessions. I do not wish to live lavishly. I do not wish to travel the world. I do not wish to die like loyalty. I know to appreciate loyalty, kinship, and friendship. There are things in life that are worth their weight in gold.
私と旦那が結婚できたのはなぜだろう。互いの悪い部分が分かってるから。
絶対幸せにできないよ。
理想と現実のギャップがないから。なんかドレスも着れちゃったし、女の幸せはだいぶ叶った。そこも含めて恋できたからかも。私は私で幸せになれるくさいから。あんたはあんたで頑張って。
結婚ってなんだっけ？
Influenced by media, I have an idea of what life or love is supposed to be. I envision that life is like a rough, boring and painful road ahead. Full of obstacles, uneven roads, dangerous creatures abound. We, as a couple, no matter who, at least I have company. Being accompanied by another person. We are not perfect. We may have flaws, like one of us having an injured leg, one of us is thirsty, one of us is easy to give up, one of us is afraid of pain. Yeah, our flaws, we can possibly slow each other down at certain parts of this path that we call life. However, I am proposing that we take a different look at this. We just we look at the bigger picture. This is a whole journey. Let's say some parts we are a hindrance, right? Like, but once recovered, there's a chance that we can grow even stronger. You yourself may also have your own flaws that you are unaware of. That's why we forgive and accept each other on this road. It is my belief that if this road is gonna be boring and painful, then at least having company makes this journey more tolerable. So this is the basis of my definition of what a relationship or partnership is supposed to be. Idealistic, right?
互いの悪い部分が分かってるから？
絶対幸せにできないよ。
理想と現実のギャップがないから？なんかドレスも着れちゃったし、女の幸せはだいぶ叶った。そこも含めて恋できたからかも。私は私で幸せになれるくさいから、あんたはあんたで頑張って。
My meaning of life is to mean something to someone. Spending time with loved ones, family, friends. Grand goals and expectations from societies do not mean anything. It's a projection of what is considered good or bad. What society judge as morally superior and inferior has got no bearing on your own judgments. We are a product of our living environments, social status, parents, teachers, friends, and community. We made individual small decisions that were true to ourselves since birth. We decide that at the moment, this decision to do something was the answer that was true to ourselves. We decide that in primary school, during exam period, since it's not important, we'd rather be playing instead of studying. We decide that in secondary school, during O levels, we do buck up because it's more important, and so we studied. We decide that doing a certain action, we could bear with the consequences, and so we did it. We decide that our relationship was really important, and so we ignore our friends and families during this period. Self-worth, self-respect, self-confidence. Lacking in these aspects makes us fearful and doubtful of our judgments. Be true to yourselves. Trust your judgment in your decisions to act during your current stage in life. You're a byproduct of all your experiences and accumulative choices you've made. You have a right to decide what you want to do. You decide whether doing the action is worth the consequences. And so, trust your current emotions is to have truly lived. Therefore, if you decide that meaning something to a special someone in your life is worth staking a life on it, so be it. Therefore, your meaning of life is decided.